Hello, Pisces. This is Terra Queen Jamila here to do your 2017, 2018, 2019 forecast. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And if you need a private reading, the link to my website is below. So I'm just going to get right into it. Okay, disclaimer. If this reading does not resonate for you, go look at your rising sign. If you don't know what your rising sign is, you probably need to come and have a reading. Okay. I am going to call to the spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels for the Pisces. What messages do you have for Pisces? Okay, about last year. So what is on the sunset? Lessons from last year, 2017. What can Pisces expect in the next year for 2018? What is an obstacle or a challenge that Pisces will face this year? Okay, we're going to also call to Archangel Raphael for his healing energy for this reading, just in case. Anyway, what is Pisces' strength, or how can Pisces harness their inner power? What lessons have Pisces learned last year? So advice moving forward. Okay, navigation or guidance for 2019. What's going on in 2019? And Pisces' personal theme for the year of 2018. Okay, as the final card. Thank you so much, spirits. Okay, so there you have it. Lessons from the previous year. A lot of you Pisces, you left a bad situation. You left a situation that you could no longer deal with. So I feel like a lot of you Pisces left a relationship. It really took an emotional toll on you. It took a lot out of you emotionally. So getting out of that situation was definitely something that served you. Okay, it's definitely something that served you well. Now, the world tree comes up as what you can expect in the next year. So in the next year, you're going to be working on getting closure for that situation. So Pisces, give yourself time. Give yourself time in the next year to actually heal yourself. Like, give yourself time so that your mind, your body, and your spirit is rooted and just strong. And, you know, I feel like you kind of get away from a situation and then you come right back to it, and then and you're not fully healing. You're not fully going through those processes. So I can see you going through that within the next year. Um, an obstacle or a challenge that you'll face this year, Pisces, is the balance card. So this is where you are trying to get equilibrium. This is where you are trying to achieve inner peace. Okay, so also with the Justice card, I kind of feel as though there may be some legal issues that may be pending, or maybe even some spiritual legal issues, which I call possibly negative karma. Okay, a lot of people don't believe in negative karma. I'm one of those people that do, so you know that's why I bring it up often. It's karma is not to scare you, but it is just letting you know that it's kind of like every action has a reaction. Okay, so everything that you do has a reaction. The universe is not like that. It's very active. The people around you are very active. So if you put it out there, it's got to come back to you somehow. So some of you are going through that as well. Now, again, how to harness your inner power. You got the Queen of Vessels. So you being compassionate, you being a good person, first of all, you're a natural empath. So that's why Queen of Vessels comes up. You can't really get rid of that part of yourself. You can't really abandon that part of yourself because it's a part of you. Now, you could possibly go by the 13th sign astrology chart and completely change your zodiac sign. You can do that. Okay, you can do that. I think that the Pisces, it would change into another sign, and so you would. But I mean, it's kind of like it has something to do with your life purpose. So I feel like that's why a lot of you got the Eight of Vessels, because this is where you sort of get thrown off your path and then you kind of resurrect you another path. It's like one path gets closed, but then you open up another one. So it's nothing wrong with opening up another path for yourself. How to harness your inner strength is by using your powers of empathy, using actually really, really empowering yourself with the gifts that you have, which have to do with your Pisces self. Spirit, give me some clarity on Queen of Vessels. Okay, so the salmon actually represents peace and prosperity. I feel like a lot of you, you need to really, really, I feel like water is what I'm seeing, a lot of water. So I feel like being by the water is really good for you, Pisces. I feel like a lot of you are going to be thinking about moving. If it's not physical, then it's metaphorical. You want to get your mind off of your issues. So I feel as though if you get your mind off of things, I feel as though your spirit guide is saying that that will help, because everything comes from your mind. A healthy mind is a healthy body. So everything that you're experiencing emotionally is coming from your mind, is coming from your memories possibly as well. Okay? So you really need to get past a lot of the issues that may have stressed you out, that may have caused struggle, and sort of purge all of those energies from your mind. Okay. One of the ways of doing it is in water. I know that I use water all the time. I've been using water. I think that living by water is something that's really good for a lot of people. And then also a lot of you Pisces, you need to, like, when you move, you need to not let people know where you at. There's certain people that you are allowing to know your personal whereabouts. Like, I feel as though like a lot of you really would have less negative energy if you just kind of moved and moved on. Okay, you're sort of fighting and struggling to stay in this house. It kind of reminds me of the movie Amityville. It reminds you of that. So you really, this is kind of where the energies where you're at, they are probably too toxic for you to stay. Okay. Now, guidance for the year ahead. I'm sorry, lessons you learned last year. Again, you got the Knight of Arrows in the reverse position. So you kind of, Pisces, the Knight of Arrows is an air sign. This is either a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius. You learned that just because a person is not physically there, they can still affect you. So you were picking up on all sorts of negative thoughts that were coming from this person. And yes, this person was actively throwing those negative thoughts to you. The reason why people do that, and the reason why this person did that, is because when somebody has something traumatic going on, or when it's something difficult going on, they have a hard time facing what the real problem is. So this person, no matter what their zodiac sign, Pisces, they were angry at something else or somebody else, and they consistently took it out on you. You were picking up on a lot of this person's negative thoughts last year, and you learned that lesson last year. You learned about how important, how important your thought processes are. You learned how important. You learned about your spiritual gifts as well as this other person. That's why I'm gonna throw another card. That's why I'm shuffling. Okay, spirits, give me some clarity on who this Knight of Arrows is. You learned that we're all connected. See there, the Page of Stones. You kept getting messages from this person that you couldn't get out of your head. These were messages that were challenging to get. It was a form of communication. People can communicate even when they're not there. Spirit guides, give me some advice on Page of Stones. It may have been an earth sign person as well, Pisces. The Wanderer comes up, and so this is where you've got a major trust issue with this person. This person has major trust issues, major issues with faith. They're always afraid of something. They're always accusing people of something. They're always seeing things that are not there. And I feel as though the Wanderer tipping it, just topping things off, kind of shows me that person's paranoia. This was an extremely paranoid individual. Okay. And you learned that. And I feel as though a lot of you possibly took up with that person. That's probably why it took a while, because I believe in divine timing. So that's probably why it took me a while to get the rest of these readings done, because you were not meant to get this reading until now. Okay. So that's why I had to kind of stop at the Scorpio, remember? And spirit guides may have wanted me to do the rest of these later. And I see why. Because you can see where a lot of you are sort of foolishly trusting in this person, and you really can't trust them. And the reason why is because either they're not trustworthy or they're not ready to trust. I feel like the Fool card represents where you've already learned a lesson of being too trusting. And you need to be careful with that. Now, guidance for the year ahead. The Three of Stones comes up in the reverse position. So looking into 2019, a lot of you are going to have to readjust. I can see a possible warning for a lot of you Pisces of a decrease and not an increase because of that Three of Stones being in the reverse position. It does have something to do with this person that you can't trust, which is why they're angled to each other. They're tied in with each other. Spirit, give me some clarity on the Three of Stones reversed. This is where you may have a change of job, where you could possibly lose your job, where some money could possibly be stolen from you. Something is going on that you need to pay attention to. So for 2019, you should expect to see an increase for 2019. Everybody should. But I feel like your spirit guides are warning you. It's all about your energy. Something to do with your love life. Something to do with a if it's not a lover, it's a crossroads. Okay, it's some kind of change that's happening. You can't really lose faith in yourself, otherwise you'll sit around and, so something's going on. Final advice on the Forest lovers. What do you want Pisces to know for 2019? See, some kind of negative influence. It could be your mother, it could be your mother-in-law, it could be their mother-in-law, maybe your ex's mother-in-law. I'm sensing that you possibly left somebody, or maybe you decided that the relationship was not working for you anymore, and now you can see that perhaps they may be maybe they're having a negative influence, or maybe you're just negatively influenced by the situation. At any rate, I see a treacherous person. You need to really, really be careful. They could be a Cancer zodiac sign. The reason why they are in the reverse position is because they seem to be giving you all the wrong information. They're giving you the wrong signals. They're sending you bad energy. So you need to be careful with that person. It also could be a Gemini. It's possible that you could be dealing with a Gemini that could be sending you some moon attacks or either some negative energy. And I feel as though you need to stay on your toes when it comes to that. Like, you've been a little laxed before, but now it's gonna, I feel like you need to protect yourself. So I feel like if you, as long as you get yourself some valuable protection, then you should be okay. Now, again, I feel like there's some sort of synchronicity with this person because of the forest lovers coming up. But I feel as though your spirit guides are saying, cut the cord, heal it before it has a negative effect on you. Because you just got out of it. Trust me, it can settle in and get worse. Or you may have broken up with that person, gotten back together, and then broke up again. Because it's almost like the universe is sort of bouncing y'all off of each other. Now, again, your theme for the year, it should all be about law of attraction. The King of Bowls comes up. This is fire energy. And it's also about your personal power and your personal strength. What you have the willpower to do. Possibly balancing out your root chakra. Something to do with your father as well. Spirit guides, give me some clarity on King of Bowls. Okay, your mother and your father. Okay, you got the Queen of Stones. Something to do with your money. Let's throw the next card, and you got the Ace of Bowls. So this is all about, I feel like a lot of you Pisces have either a very controlling fire sign, parent, lover, friend, or it could be a very controlling earth sign. Okay, so I feel as though this is where you start to assert yourself. You start to actually use your creativity. You protect yourself. And you have this victorious new beginning with the Ace of Bowls. Okay, so I do kind of feel as though, again, I can sense that within the next year, navigating to 2019, I feel as though there's possibly going to be a fire sign, water sign, or an earth sign that could potentially have a negative impact on your job. And maybe they're going to have a negative impact on the promotion. Maybe they're doing it on purpose. Maybe they're not. But I feel like it's going to set you off into another direction, and that direction that you're going in is going to be good. So I feel like it is going to be some difficulty getting there, but I feel like it's going to be all good once you do get there. Okay. Alrighty, that is going to do it for your reading. I hope that this reading helped you. Again, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And if you need a private reading or other spiritual guidance, the link to my website is below. Thank you so much for watching. Love and light to you guys, and blessed be.